Close your eyes for a moment. Think about the people you walk with every day. Do they lift your awareness or quietly drain it? Kabir gives a sharp warning. Some minds never change. Just like iron that neither burns nor floats, no matter what you do, some company only pulls you down. A banana tree bears fruit once and is gone. An empty shell hides nothing. A snake's mouth holds only poison. From such places, no nectar flows. Then Kabir turns the mirror toward us. He says, I lean only on the strength of the eternal, not on people, not on opinions, not on ego. The moment the false I steps aside, the real doer begins to act through us. Every breath, every step, every word starts moving with a deeper intelligence. And the final prayer is simple, yet powerful. Remove my inner sleep. Remove my carelessness. Let me stand awake in the silent court of pure awareness. This is not poetry for reading. This is a call for awakening. Listen carefully. Who are you walking with? And who is really walking through you?
Today is the couplet of Sant Kabir, Murkh sang na kijiye loha jali na tere. Katli si bhujang mukh ek boond bhin bhai. This can be said as, avoid company of unwise people just as iron never burns or floats. Some people never change like banana bark, an empty shell or snake's mouth. Nothing good comes out from them. The second couplet is, मैं सामर्थ के आश्रय. दम कदम करतार गफलत मेरी दूर करो. खड़ा रहूं दरबार. I rest on the strength of the boundless one. When the false I dissolves, real doer shines in every action. God, remove my inner ignorance. Keep me awake in the court of pure consciousness or pure awareness. Let us start with the first one. Do not keep company with fools. Here is the statement of Sant Kabir that do not keep company with fools in life. By staying in the company of fools, your state will also become like fools. You will also start talking like fools. It is often said that your color becomes like your company. If you stay with fools, you will become just like fools. Therefore, in life, keep your company with those from whom you can learn something. Every person wants to live with someone on whom they can display their pride. He feels pain in living with his elders or with thoughtful people. Only if you live with saints and scholars will there be discussion of God. Only then will your knowledge increase. If you stay with fools, your intellect will become like a fool. If you live with a businessman, and he is your friend, then he will teach you the art of earning money. He will teach you how to do business. If you live with a gambler, you will learn to gamble. If you live with a drunkard, you will face no trouble in drinking alcohol. If you live with a person of bad character, your state will also become like that. By living with animals, one gets animal-like tendencies. Cloth catches color by looking at cloth. The vibrations you live in, the same vibrations affect you. They affect some less, and some more. The effect of company falls on everyone. It is said that if a lie is told 100 times, spoken 100 times, then that lie also becomes the truth. Whatever color you dip your cloth in, the same color will get on it. So use your wisdom and intellect in finding your company. In this world, many people try to make a fool of even a good person. In some form or another, they confuse him. There is a small story. A Brahmin bought a goat and was going towards his home carrying the goat on his shoulders. On the way, he met some of his friends who wanted to prove him a fool. They said to that Brahmin, "Why are you carrying a dog on your shoulder? Why are you carrying a puppy?" When he went a little further, another person also said the same thing, that being a Brahmin, you are carrying a puppy on your shoulder. In this way, by the time he reached home, many people told him that being a Brahmin, you have seated a puppy on your shoulders. So the Brahmin also got suspicious of himself that did I buy a puppy instead of a goat? He became confused within himself. He also started feeling that he brought a puppy instead of a goat, although he had brought a goat only. The people, the fools, confused him so much that he became convinced that it is a puppy in the form of a goat. In the end, he left that goat and started feeling sad in his mind that some fools made the Brahmin a fool too. So, whatever kind of people are around you, they will keep confusing you in one form or another. If you keep calling your child a fool in your home always, then when the time comes, he will think that I am indeed a fool. When he grows up, he will consider himself a fool. Although he might be very intelligent compared to other children, because when his own family members are calling him a fool, then it will settle in his mind that I am a fool. So this is the effect of company and also the effect of expressing your thoughts. Although it is said simply in the family, it is very difficult to say what effect it has on the child's mind. Some people create such situations so that their minds can be influenced. It is said that whenever Hitler gave a speech in his time and wanted to imprint his thoughts in the minds of the public, he would reduce the light of the hall in the middle of the speech so that there would be darkness, and in the darkness, in a little darkness, the mind of a person gets influenced. His state becomes like sleep, so he cannot hear deeply, cannot understand anything. In this direction, whatever thoughts Hitler wanted to put in the minds of the public, he would present his thoughts very effectively in that situation only, and the public used to think that this is a great leader. This is a very simple process to make a fool of an ordinary person. Many revolutionaries have adopted this method so that they can take the ordinary public along with them. So people make fools of each other, use methods too, and some people are actually fools. By staying in their company, you yourself become a fool. Just as iron neither burns nor can iron float on water. Similarly, it is very difficult to give knowledge to a foolish person. He cannot be changed. There is no benefit in staying with a fool. Sant Kabir says, just as iron cannot burn, cannot float in water. Similarly, it is very difficult to show the right direction to a foolish person. Sant Kabir further says that the bark of a banana tree, its skin, has no use. People just burn it. Just as you cannot use a foolish person in any way, similarly the banana peel is also burnt. No useful pearl comes out in the mouth of an empty shell either. Nor can nectar come out from a snake's mouth. A snake only spews poison. Any fool does only negative work. Just as the branch on which Kalidas used to sit, he used to cut the same branch and fall down himself. If a little wisdom and intellect comes into them, they would sit on the other side of the branch and then cut, then only the wood would be cut. They would not fall themselves. There was a lot of strength in his body, but due to lack of intelligence, he kept falling from the tree. If his mental talent develops even a little, mental direction changes even a little, then they will not be able to do all wrong deeds. He had the strength of the body but did not have the strength of the mind. He was completely healthy. He was a very attractive young man, but due to lack of wisdom and intellect, he was considered a complete fool. Body and mind remain related to each other. If your body is not fine, then you cannot do any good work with your mind. If you are troubled in mind, then your digestion process in the body will also not work properly. Body and mind affect each other. Now Kalidas had physical strength, he had the power of mind too. But the mind was not intelligent. It was foolish, but if his mind was changed, he could become a wise person very quickly, and later he became a great scholar. He became very wise as soon as his state of mind changed. As soon as he stopped sitting on that branch which he was cutting. In life, fools can also be changed if the awakening of wisdom and intellect happens inside them. All this is possible through the progress of consciousness, through the development of consciousness. If you think with a little wisdom, instead of burning the banana strip, it can also be put on the roof of a hut. If there is a little wisdom, every object can be used properly. There is nothing in the universe which does not have a proper use. It is possible only with wisdom and intellect that proper use is done. Precious pearls can come into the mouth of a shell artificially too, and scientifically this has been done. Natural pearls are taken out from the mouth of the shell. The poison of the snake's mouth also has the greatest use. God has not made anything useless. The poison of the snake's mouth is useful in skin diseases, and also useful in tuberculosis diseases. In what quantity it has to be used, the development of this method is the most significant process. Although Kalidas was a fool, whenever he was alone, he used to go and sit in the Kali temple of his village. And slowly, Kalima had so much grace on him that he became very knowledgeable, and he composed the epic named Shakuntalam. Apart from this, he composed many poems which are world-famous poetry. There is a story about him that in the kingdom where he lived, the princess there was very beautiful. She was very knowledgeable. She had defeated the Pandits with her knowledge. So all the Pandits of the kingdom used to feel very hurt in their ego because she was very beautiful and also knowledgeable. So the Pandits together made a plan. Let her be married to a great fool. So after searching a lot, they were introduced to Kalidas. At that time Kalidas was a great fool. He did not even know how to speak. He did not even wear clothes properly. But he was very robust. He was very good in health. If he did not speak anything from his mouth, then any woman could be impressed by seeing him. So the Pandits together hatched a conspiracy. They dressed him in good clothes and prepared him in such a way that he would not speak anything in front of the princess, and if the princess asks anything, he would answer with gestures. The princess did not know anything about Kalidas. A husband was being chosen for her. When the princess saw Kalidas, she was very impressed. He was very handsome, robust. His height was also good. So the Pandits reached the palace with Kalidas. But they had explained to him completely that he would not speak anything from his mouth. He would only gesture with hands. They told the princess, "This Pandit Ji is in silence for a few days. But he will answer all your questions. Whatever you ask him through gestures." Because the princess liked this young man. So the princess raised one finger in front of him. So Kalidas raised two fingers. The knowledgeable Pandits who were sitting there said that you asked with one finger about non-duality. But this great Pandit has clarified to you that the world is dual, not non-dual. That is why he showed two fingers in front of you. So the princess was very pleased. Then the princess showed 5 fingers in front of Kalidas. So Kalidas thought that she wants to hit me. So Kalidas put his fist forward. The Pandits explained that you are trying to say that this world is made of 5 elements. But this great Pandit has told that everything happens only when the 5 elements meet. You told separately, he told by making it one. In the form of a fist. So the princess was very pleased. He is such a knowledgeable Pandit. So the purpose of the story is that the princess was very impressed by Kalidas' knowledge and agreed to marry him. The Pandits got success. The princess got married to a fool. The marriage was completed, and as soon as the marriage was completed, Kalidas reached their home. Then in a short time the princess understood. This is a great fool. The Pandits trapped her and got her married. So the princes insulted Kalidas and threw him out of the house. Now Kalidas came into great pain, and in pain, hungry and thirsty, went to the temple of Kali Ma, where he always used to go and expressed his agony before her from the depth of his mind. Because apart from this he could not do anything. He sat in Kali Ma's temple for many days. Slowly, sitting with Mother Goddess, coming in her presence, his consciousness developed. When the time came, his foolishness ended completely and he became very knowledgeable. So from one insult, God took him to such a high level, and when the princess saw all this, her happiness knew no bounds. The purpose of this story is just this. Foolishness is only a state of a person, it is a state of his mind. If the state of mind is changed, then he can become knowledgeable, and the change in the state of mind happens by God's grace, by spiritual practice, by development of consciousness, and by devotion to God. Whatever the trouble in life, it is not right to consider anyone a fool. If he is shown the direction of God, then when the time comes, he can also become a great wise man like Kalidas. There should be power in a person. Everything becomes fine just by the transformation of energy. The fool's energy was on the wrong path. With the development of consciousness, that energy came on the right paths and he became a great scholar. Sant Kabir's second couplet is, मैं सामर्थ के आश्रय दम कदम करतार, गफलत मेरी दूर करो, खड़ा रहूं दरबार. Here Sant Kabir prays to God. I live by the support of the Capable One, by the support of existence. Existence, God Himself is my support. I am limited. God is unlimited. He protects me at every step. I am in Maya. Maya has surrounded me. Maya always stays on the periphery and God is in the center. Maya is God's light and this whole world is Maya, God's light. Leaving this Maya, if you go into the middle, go into the center, then there you can find the Brahman. That is God's place. So here Sant Kabir's purpose is just this, that I, with the support of that God only, who is in the middle, if I reach Him, reach that Creator, then all my confusion will end. He tries through his spiritual practice that I should know myself, know my witness and reach that witness from the periphery. If I reach the state of consciousness from my body, then all the troubles of my life will end. In other words, Sant Kabir Ji prays, if I know who I am, then this will be my greatest strength, and with that my confusion will go away and I will come into God's court. Before coming into this life also I was in the universe. I was in existence. In this world my name is Kabir. But before birth, when I was in existence, I was zero only. I had no name. I was just consciousness. I was nameless. If I come into that nameless, then I will be with God. God also has millions of names, but in reality He is zero. If I come into the witness, then I will also become zero. My form will also become that of God. So Sant Kabir tries just this, that the witness, the seer, and the seen become one. Only then can I be zero. Only then can I be nameless, and only then can I realize that the state from which I came, I have reached the same. I will reach in the form of consciousness. I will come to know who I am. If I, becoming breathless in God's practice, drown in God's name, then I will become conscious form. The seer inside me and what is seen and whom I see, when all three become one, then I will come from duality to non-duality. And when I reach that state, then all my mistakes of life, my confusions, will all go away and I will get shelter in your court. I will be able to live only with the support of the capable one, and this is life. Right now my mind is separate and I am separate. The mind drives me. If I establish myself in the soul, then I will be able to drive the mind from my soul. The mind will become subordinate to me. When the mind becomes subordinate to the soul, then everything happens by God's will only. When a person's life runs from the soul, then there can be no confusions in his life. He becomes completely capable. He comes into God's court. So we have to drive the mind from the soul only. Because we drive the soul from the mind, that is why there is pain. If we drive the mind from the soul, see the whole universe from our center, then all the confusions of our life will end and we will become one in the Brahman. You can understand this well in the form of a story what Sant Kabir Ji wants to say. Sant Kabir Ji's purpose is just this, that when you become completely stable in consciousness, in your soul, the knowledge of the whole Brahman comes to you. You do not have to do anything. Only this is it, you walk from the periphery and reach the center, reach the zero, then you will become one with God. This saga is of Leonhard Euler. He was born in Switzerland and his original contribution is so much, he had lost both his eyes. Despite that, he compiled more than 800 books by speaking. He used to speak and students used to write. In his life of 70 years, he wrote 800 books. He spoke 800 books and students wrote them. His original contribution is so great that whatever invention of mathematics is there in the world today, whatever is running according to mathematics, what you see according to Google Map or see computer networks, all this is done by him. He was the son of a pastor. His father wanted to make him a pastor only, but his passion was in mathematics. His father sent him to a great guru of that time, whose name was Bernoulli. When he came in contact with the guru experienced that his father wants to make him a pastor. But this child has great potential in mathematics. He has great knowledge of mathematics since birth. It seems that he has brought that knowledge by being born. So the Guru told his father that do not make him a pastor. Let him move forward in mathematics. So with great difficulty his father agreed and he was given the knowledge of mathematics. Switzerland is a very small country, so his Guru then sent him to Petersburg, Russia as well. There he gained knowledge in the Imperial University and there he did great work in the subject of mathematics. One day one of his eyes got damaged. After that he came to Berlin. He stayed in Berlin also for some years. Here he did great works. His memory was so sharp that just by sitting he would keep the whole book in his mind and then dictate it. After Berlin, he returned to Leningrad in Russia. Coming here his second eye also got damaged. Now he became completely blind. Even after becoming blind, he lived for 20 years and in those 20 years he did so much work which he had not done even in the first 40 years. His students used to make some mistake in mathematical problems. Even without eyes he would tell them where you have made a mistake. He had such great capacity inside him. His eye of consciousness had opened. He invented pi. Invented imaginary numbers. Taking 0 and 1. He invented graph theory. He used to do nothing. He would sit on his chair and speak and the students used to write everything. In this way, within 15 years he got 800 books written. No one in the world could do such a great work. How did he do all this without having eyes? This cannot be done on the basis of the mind. This was all development of consciousness. He had become one with the Brahman and whatever he wanted, on whatever subject he needed information, he would stay with it for some time and then speak everything about that subject and books were written. This is possible only when a person becomes one with the universe through his consciousness. Only then can this capacity come and only then can a person achieve all capacity by standing in God's court. So Sant Kabir has also said this, that the person who zeroes his mind, runs on the method of consciousness only. Complete capability comes in him only. His confusion goes away and he does such great works in the universe, which have no end. So we also need just this in life, that we develop our consciousness. The mind should not dominate us. Whatever our consciousness wants, the mind should do that. Living in this world, let us not walk according to the mind. If we walk according to consciousness, then we can become one with God too, and living in this world, we can do the greatest high works. Then we will have no ego. Because when a person becomes one with God, then the ego becomes zero first of all. The prayer is this only. As Sant Kabir has said that God give us so much capability, we become with Him, then all knowledge will manifest from inside us only. Thank you.